What's up, everyone? It is me, ElusiveOwl, and this is going to be excuse me, and this is going to be my quick review on the Alice in Borderland, not Borderlands, like the game Borderlands. Even though there are a classic on the 360 on the Xbox. No, I'm talking about Alice in Borderland on Netflix. Season 2. I have just finished wrapping up season 2 of Alice in Borderland after a good while of waiting for that elusive season. See what I did there with my name added towards it. And when they announced it, just out of nowhere, just to say that another season is coming, I was so excited. So it was just a trailer that you needed to wait for. And they brought it out earlier this month, which I reacted to on my channel. And yeah, the trailer looked good and everything on how it was all set up. Lot of high intense action was happening. There was character developments and intensive relationship developments as well between Arisu and Uranagi that you'd see in season 2 as well. So yeah, their relationship on these two, and these are the two main protagonists in this season that are very much progressing in this season, and it very much shows on how much they care for each other in this one. And then there's like different groups in this one. Like you got Aris's group, and then you've got a certain rock group that are in this that they face against Aris's group in between episode 1 and 3. Yeah, it takes 3 episodes for that, and it's called Osmodus. I called it Osmodius, like the House of Osmodius from Hell of a Boss. I was about to say the game is called the House of Osmodius. So yeah, the game's called the House of Osmodius, and you have Osmodius just singing the song. Um, on a serious note now, the game is called Osmodus, and basically the game is like there's like different various of things that you do in that game. Like if you battle one another, you touch them on the shoulder, and if you have more points, then you can take them off your opponent, and if you have less, you lose them. You can get items from certain containers that you go through, various things that you go through as well. And the base. So if you touch your own base, you get affinity points. If you touch your opponents, you get 10,000 points. And by the end, if you have the most points, you win. And for the opposing team, if they lose, they die. And yeah, it just so happens that it turned out to be the guy who was completely stark naked. Stark naked, by the way. Stark naked. Just he had a good body on him. I must say, no homo. He had a good body on him. Good physique body and everything and all that. And yeah, it's just unfortunate the way that he had to go, really. But Arisu at the end of that just completely showed that he has a true heart of gold on him, just saying that I don't want you to go, I don't want you to die, let's all be friends and stuff like that. So he's showing that he has a heart of gold on him, and but he says, I want you to go on, live on, and create, not create, but bring us back to the world that was once before all this happened, you know, and all that, because there's like different worlds and things. So yeah, then we shifted on towards possibly my favourite character in season 2, which was I called him Shibuya, like it's the name of a train station in Japan. It's Chugia. Yeah, he's the one with the silver hair and has his hands on a pocket, and that's all cool and everything. And he's all calm and collected, playing the games. And I gotta tell you, playing the solitary confinement in prison, which was the next one, and playing balance scale that he did from those, he was cool, calm, collected, and even in the solitary confinement game, when he was in a pickle, he didn't have his partner with him, but holy hell, even when he was in a blind eye and everyone was going against him, he still manages to survive. And says, "You're the Jack of Hearts. You are the Jack of Hearts." And I was gonna say, what's the word? Like, I was gonna say didacted, but no, that won't make sense. But like, he just had a big brain Albert Einstein moment on him, and just like, you know, just put everything together and just got right on to the point that he was the Jack of Hearts. And they basically, at the end, the guy with the suit and the other one, who was with that other dude that I think that other dude just lied to him. That was the Jack of Hearts, and he just they've just put him in the cell, and they've let him die from there. And at the end, those three were the winners. So yeah, I think the most harshest game in season 2 was, I hated it from the start. It was Checkmate. So in Checkmate, before Checkmate, we've had a kid who parents had completely passed from the world that they were living in. They probably might have played games, and they died. So, and his visa was running out and everything. So, Urasage just takes the kid with him, and they're both going to play a game. And I was like, oh my god, this is going to be bad. This is going to be bad for that kid. I don't want that kid to die. So, actually, Arisu was trying to find Urasage, just hoping that she hasn't, like, passed on or everything like that. And in the end, he did find her and everything. And so, yeah, they both played the game of Checkmate. So, Checkmate. Oof, boy. Okay, so, in Checkmate, there is the Queen's clubs. There's the Queen and her team, and the Challengers team. So the Queens are Reds, because they are, what were they? Queen of Heart, not the Queen of Heart. The Queen of Heart was at the very last one. I think they were Queen of Clubs. Were they? Queen of Clubs. So, yeah, the Queens on their team. So basically, the game, they had to. It was like a game of tag, really. But they had to take turns. So for the Queens, they each had 5 minutes, and they had to tag one another from their opposition just to get them on their side and everything. So if I'm correct, the Challengers team had 15 at the start, and the Queen's team at the start only had 5. So the Challengers team had a 10-person advantage in that start of the game. But going forward into it, the Queen and her team was picking off teams left, right, centre, just one by one as it goes on. Then when it came to the Challengers team, they weren't picking anything. I mean, they were trying to pick it, but the Queen was there just to, like, she had Kung Fu moves. Instantly, she had freaking Kung Fu moves like Jackie Chan. Like, holy shit. just when she got there, boom, you're not even touching that person. So it was going to prove hard for the Challengers team. Oh yeah, I forgot. They each had, like, a king and a queen. You know, like chess pieces, there's like a king piece and there's like a queen piece. So the queen was obviously the one that was in the host for announcing the game, and the king for the Challengers team had to be that little boy, which was the horrible thing about it. And she said, whoever loses with the fewest will die within the members, along with the king or queen. So yeah, it wasn't looking too good for the little boy because his team was dropping. But then, you know, Uranagi and Arisu came later to discuss that they were dropping like flies and stuff like that, and then they pretty much put the big brain moment on, and then Uranagi just like completely like tagging, trying to get as much people as they can, and then discussed about do you want to live in this world or do you want to live in the world where you think like you could live better and stuff like that. And so they sided with Arisu and Uranagi, and yeah, pretty much at the end of it, they beat the queen. They beat the queen at the end. So yeah, and the little boy survived. Happy days, happy days. And then we got onto Balance Scale, which was probably the most dullest game throughout them all. It was the most dullest game. But basically, Balance Scale, they just had to, and the cool guy was there that I really like. Basically, they just had to like pick so they had to pick a number between 1 to, actually it wasn't 1, 0 to 100. Pick a number between 0 to 100, and then they not divide, they multiply it by 8, and then they've got, well, oh god, I need to have a big brain academy moment here. So in Balance Scale, there's like there was like 5 or 6 members in that Balance Scale board, and they had to pick like numbers between 0 to 100, and then as they pick the number, it then multiplies by 8, but well, 0.8, and then all the numbers on it get into a estimated average total, and whoever gets closest to that average total will be the winner, and they will remain with by not going into minus. So whoever gets it right will not have minus points, but whoever gets it furthest will have a point deducted. So if they get -10, then they die, and the deaths on that game, basically, right? If you get towards -10, you'd have a big scale hanging above your head. Big scale hanging above your head. And the scale will tip with so much water, and you think it's water at first. I mean, that's what I thought, anyways. But as it tips, it's not only water, but it's like a hissing sound as well. It's acid. So, if the scale tips on you, you get burned with acid. You get burned with acid, and your skin and flesh and all that just all disintegrates and becomes disgusting and all that. So yeah, it was not gonna lie, pretty satisfying to watch. I'm sick in the head. Oh my god. But yeah, that was basically balancing it, and of course, Shibuya won the balance scale game, you know. And then the King of Spades, at the start, pretty much was still roaming around the city. That was the first thing in season 2. Pretty much the King of Spades, literally, just like killing off people, left, right, center, all around the places, all around. So yeah, the King of Spades was still looming, and yeah. Even now, is like during the games, it's like the King of Spades is still looming, and they can still kill off the people. Yeah, Aguni. Remember Aguni in season 1 that you think that he died by the fire? That he had to like put Uranagi. Was it Uranagi? Yeah, Uranagi down in the fire. Well, he's alive. He cheated death. He somehow. By the way, Aguni in this season, how the hell has he escaped death on different occasions? I never know. Especially in episode 7 of Alice in Borderland. So, as an episode 7, by far was my favourite episode throughout season 2. Absolutely amazing. The combat, the action, high pace, everything about it was just absolutely incredible from that episode. From the start of the battle to the end of things. Just absolutely amazing. And I'll watch it all over again. So, yeah, but I'll get to the point of where Aguni was dead, which I thought, but came back. So, as they were battling the King of Spades, and they were trying to lure the King of Spades into this drug store thing, because they had a plan inside this other store, while the King of Spades were killing off the other people and stuff. So, basically, Arisu had this like gas canister or gas cans, and just like sprayed all over this like store, the drug department store, while the others were luring him into this drugstore. So they got him into the back, and basically the battle all starts there. And this is where, oh my god, so much awesome has happened with arrows, dodges, and quick combat skills and everything. It's like, oh my god. It's like it gives Marvel and DC a run for their money throughout that entire scene. Like, holy crap. I mean, Jesus Christ, so much action. So much action happened in that scene. It was so awesome though. But yeah, it wasn't too good for our heroes though, because Anne was shot, along with the woman in the bikini outfit, and Jean with the belt on and everything. She got shot. Aguni was shot, and Irasage got stabbed in the legs. And yeah, she couldn't move. So they were all down, except for Arisu. So it wasn't looking too good for our heroes. And Aguni saw a bullet, and he was going to reach that bullet, put it into his gun, and then they both draw guns, and then pow, shot. But Aguni missed, and the King of Spades got him by the headshot. So by that point, I was like, okay, he's dead. He's definitely dead now. He's not coming back. He is dead. End of story. He's done. So yeah, he's completely dead. So Arasu and the King of Spades then had a battle, and Arasu then pretty much locked himself into that store where he fired all the gas and everything, and he was waiting for the King of Spades to come in and everything, and then the King of Spades was going to open the door, but then doesn't. But then, out of nowhere, a Goonie, who was shot in the head, comes back, charges him down. And you see the mark. You see the mark on him and everything. And I'm like, how the hell is this guy alive after he's been shot in the head in the bullet? I don't know what type of bullet it was, but if it was a bullet that was not penetrative enough to like shatter your skull, then it makes sense. But if it did shatter his skull, then how the hell is he even functioning to move? How? But yeah, Aguni was alive, but he was still hurt. But then the really cool moment at the end. So they had the bomb in the hand, and Aguni was like, Arasu, toss it. So after they got the King of Spades in, they both jumped out the window. Arasu tossed the bomb, and then Aguni with the gun, pow, shot the bomb, and then boom, big explosion. The King of Spades was down. All of them were hurt. Aguni got up, seized the King of Spades, had a little conversation, and then Aguni had his gun, pointed it towards the King of Spades, and then shot him with one single shot. Pow. What an episode. What an episode that was. Holy crap. So, episode 8. There was one more game to play. One final game. The Queen of Hearts. So, the Queen of Hearts is none other than the host. The host of the game. Yes, the one who was at the beach and who's been announcing the face card games and all that. And basically, what you have to do in that game, and as I was looking at the arena, I was like, wait, is this croquet? Are they going to play a game of croquet, like the old British people would do? And then when she said, we're going to play a game of croquet, and I was like, oh my god, we're actually going to play a game of croquet at the final game of Alice in Borderlands. And I'm like, of all the games, we play a game of croquet? Okay. But there was more to it than that. More to it. So as Arasu and the host lady was playing the game of croquet, and basically all Arasu had to do was play 3 rounds. Keep on playing and not quit. So he had to keep on playing. It doesn't matter if he loses the game or wins the game. He just had to keep on playing until the end. Just had to keep on playing. And he shouldn't quit, should not forfeit. But if he does quit and forfeit, then he loses and dies. Along with Yoranage. So, as they took a break for tea, this is where deep shit happened. In this, really deep shit happened. Because she got into the mind of Arasu and Yoranage at one point, and we see like that Arisu was losing his memory, and he had a psychiatrist, which was her. The therapist. She was the therapist, and she had to bring Arisu's memories back to his senses. And a really shocking moment happened because you see his friends, Shota and Karube, in that, as they were going towards the toilet, there was like a complete blackout and everything. That happened in season 1, episode 1, with the fireworks. He's saying, look, there was fireworks. So as they were going throughout the traffic, you see a car just ran both of them over. I was like, holy shit, I did not expect that. Wow. And now he's going like, it was me that killed them. I should not have lived. And yeah, he was falling into a deep, deep depression. And there was like pills that she was gonna give him, which was like pills to like end it all. I think it was. But then as Uranage entered into the room, she tried to get him back to his senses, but it wasn't working. So what she had to do was, oh my god, this was deep as well. She cut her own wrist, and there was like blood flowing into her own wrist. And I was like, oh my god, why did you do that? But it was to show that she was real, she was genuine. Even though I was like, friggin' hell, why did you do that? But yeah, she did it anyways. And there was like different scenes that happened that you saw in season 1 and season 2, like the game where there was the bus one where there was a goal. They showed the beach. This was all when Arisu was just laying down. The goal from the bus, the beach. There was the Osmosis game. Pretty much different scenarios from the games that they've played before in the past. And you hear Uranage try to get him back to his senses. And then at the end, you see Arisu like trying to reach, which I thought was the pills, which made the Queen of Hearts happy, but which I thought he was going to go for, but then he like went past and held Uranage's hand to show that I believe you. And then he said, I'm not going to stop. Let's continue playing the game. And I'm like, wow. Deep stuff within that. So they continued playing. That lasted until, I think they've played until the full day. They've continued until they played the full day of it. And they've reached the end of the game, and Arisu did it. Arisu, Uranage have completed the games, and the Queen of Hearts was deaded, and there was like fireworks and everything saying congratulations, you have completed the game, and all that stuff. And then the question was asked, say like, do you want to continue living in this world or not? And pretty much most of them said, no, we do not. And there was like 2 people that said, yes, we want to live in this world. I was like, all right, fair to you. You want to keep on living in this hellhole, you can. So yeah, we get back into the world before, what happened, right? And speaking of, we now we find out what happened during that event of the whole fireworks thing that happened. So, as Arisu, Chota, and Karube were about to head into the toilets, You know, after Carabay got Aris on his shoulders and all that stuff, they were heading off, and then they saw like fireworks happen and everything, but it wasn't fireworks. It was a big meteor strike, and then it just crashed down onto Japan. Crashed down. And yeah, it created a big explosion, and most people were deaded, most people were injured. Yeah, pretty much. Arasu was okay, Uranagi was okay, Anne, Anne, who was dead in the other world, but the other one with the bikini top lady and all that, she held on to her hand just to keep the faith of hope, and yeah, she was alive. She was alive in the actual world. She was alive. She had a beating heart on her and all that. Shibuya, the cool dude, made it out. Uranagi, unfortunately, is okay, but yeah. And then you see everyone else making out okay and all that. Aguni is okay. Yeah, pretty much the people that you see in season 2 were pretty much okay after that explosion. And then you see Arasu and Yanagi meet in the reality, who pretty much don't know each other. But then Arasu said, "Have we met before? Have we met before? I feel like I've somehow met you before." And then Yanagi was like, "I don't think we have." So he was trying somehow to get her to come to her senses, like, we could have met before. But then she was like, "Wait a minute, we might have met a year or 2 years ago." And then he was like, "Oh, maybe we have. Do you want to have a walk down to the garden and everything?" So yeah, they've walked down to the garden. So yeah, they pretty much know each other. I'm glad that they can have like memories of knowing each other, which is pretty good. I was pretty happy to know that they've remembered each other, even from that other world and stuff like that. So yeah, the little boy was fine. Most people in there was pretty much okay. Everyone seemed okay, that they seemed to be happily living and all that. And then the last shot that we see is of cards just flying. All the cards that were completed and everything like that. Like the kings, diamonds, spades, the hearts and everything like that. They all just blown away. Like, everything is all done and dusted. Nothing else could be anything wrong. Season 2 is all over and everything seems good in the world. Or is it? Because there was a Joker. There is a Joker. There's 2 Jokers in a playing card. 2 Jokers. And the last image that we see from Season 2 is a Joker. And I was like, oh shit. Oh shit. Yeah, we've got another season of Alice in Borderland to go. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the Season 2, really. So overall, I pretty much enjoyed it. I pretty much enjoyed Season 2. Yeah, good action, good stories, good flashback stories as well. And yeah, pretty good stuff. Pretty good. This was equally as good as Season 1, I gotta admit. But yeah, that's going to do it for my review. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching this review. And yeah, if you've enjoyed Season 2 of Alice in Borderland, then let me know down in the comments section below. And if you're new to my channel and want to check out more of my videos, then you can by hitting that subscribe button and the notification bell for my updating content when I upload my next video. If you are new to my channel, then you can hit the subscribe. Turn on the notification bell as well for if you are new to my channel. And yeah, that's gonna be it. So that's gonna do it. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.